Arizona on the road at Indy. This is currently 7.5 in favor of the Colts at home over Arizona, 46.5 to 47. Of course, while we're talking Survivor, the Cardinals break just thousands and thousands and thousands of people's hearts this past week, losing a game that was slapstick comedy as to how they went and lost the game. Of course, the ball gets dropped before the guy crosses the goal line. Of course, we get the snap off the face mask. We get the interception, self-fumble, kick into the end zone, recover by the Titans for touchdown that all led to still the Titans not wanting to take what the Cardinals were giving them. And then finally, the Cardinals just did too much to lose the game and finally gave in, and the Titans end up winning that game. Now they pack up Noops and they have to go on the road to Indy after suffering that type of loss. You got a banged up quarterback as well. Might be Jacoby Brissett. I mean, I agree with this line. Some people are saying but should this really be on the other side of a touchdown? I'm like, I think so.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that even with Kyler Murray in, I think we're still looking at a 5.5, 6 point spread, somewhere in that range. I think that the market is kind of telling us that he is out here. And I wonder, once that official, does this line stretch out even further? Do we see 9.5, possibly 10.5? I mean, with all due respect to Jacoby Brissett, who has had a nice career as a backup and was probably better at football than I ever will be at anything, he stinks. This is not the spot. This is not the team that you want to come in and try to do this against. It's a situation where if you didn't use Indianapolis and Survivor last week, I'm just going to wait. As soon as Kyler Murray's officially out, I'll probably be using the Colts in any Survivor entry where I still have them left. Again, it's them or the Packers really this week. And just this Cardinals team, my God, I mean, how do you come off a game like that? I mean, there's somewhere in the world, Matt, someone who had the Rams plus 3.5 earlier in the year and then probably picked the Cardinals in Survivor last week. And if you're that person, maybe take a break, maybe not, do any football betting or anything like that. Maybe, spend some time outside or with your family this Sunday. It's just been really rough. Now, as far as this game goes, it's going to be rough for the Cardinals too. I just, from a defensive standpoint, I don't see what they're going to do to slow down this Colts team. The only way Arizona is going to be able to be in this game is to either control the ball running, which they're down to DeMercado, their third, fourth string running back. So I don't see how they're going to be able to do that, especially if they've got a backup quarterback in Jacoby Brissett that everyone knows is a very limited passer of the ball. It suddenly turns them into this one-dimensional team. I expect a lot of short drives. That Cardinals defense is going to be on the field a lot. And you've got a Colts team that has scored 28 plus points in all but one game this season, and their team total is 27.5, and it's a cheap 27.5. I'm looking at minus 105, even plus 100 for that number. I love that. I think the Colts can score as many points as they want in this game. Give me a Colts team total over 27.5.
If you're somebody out there that builds portfolios in these award markets, there's still a 35 to 1 out there on Daniel Jones and MVP market. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that roll their eyes and a lot of people that kind of snicker at the thought of Daniel Jones winning MVP. But as we've seen, the Bills are vulnerable. That defense has some problems. And there is a world that exists, Noops, where the Colts are the number one seed in the AFC. Like there's a real chance that they could be fighting for this at the very end. And if that's the case, that means Daniel Jones has kept up this level of play throughout the course of the season. Now, does that necessarily mean he's going to win the award? It does not. But if you have a 35 to 1 ticket in your portfolio of a few different dudes who actually could come out with the award, it's going to be impossible for you to lose money in a situation like that. I added him a couple of weeks ago, north of 50, and I still think at 35, if you are a person that kind of likes to build a well-rounded portfolio, we got to start taking this Colts team seriously. And we got to understand that there are warts on the Bills where we thought maybe they were just going to cruise to that number one seed. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. And so
no,
it's crazy for me to say, but I think Daniel Jones probably needs to be at least seriously looked at if you're building, the portfolio.
I agree with that. And honestly, I was thinking as you were talking, I'm looking at Jonathan Taylor, close to 200 to 1 to win the MVP. Now, I think that he is more someone to look at in the offensive player of the year category where, again, that tends to be where your running backs come from, get rewarded. That tends to be where wide receivers get rewarded. And, he is one of the favorites there in that market. So, maybe you just continue to play him there. I'm looking at plus 300. That's a pretty solid number. But I agree. If you're someone that has a drawer full of MVP tickets somewhere, get yourself some Jonathan Taylor, get yourself some Daniel Jones at the very least to cover all the risk you have out there, if not to put yourself in a position to profit if either one of them wins MVP on what could be a 2-3 loss Colts team, which sounds crazy. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I totally agree. If you're someone, again, it's got a lot of MVP tickets, start thinking about some of these Colts guys and making sure that you've got your books balanced.